Sweet child mine.
Give it a drink. Give it a drink.
Sometimes I cannot reveal to you the complete audio of what's going on, so I apologize, but periodically I will have to use that for language or privacy purposes. Now, this is an exterior wall. We're pouring vertical with a tower crane. It is very far out.
Las Vegas. Give it a drink. Steak.
Very far out on my trolley. I'm probably getting close to the tip. In fact, I am getting close to the tip. I think those lock blocks that you see used connected to the wall from the braces, that's pretty much my tip. So I'm probably at about 210 feet here.
Coming down. Safety guys, we gotta be smart. Down 5.
Always gotta be smart in front of the safety guy. Best behavior.
Hold. Just settle a minute. We want one more little shot over there. 2 feet out on that trolley. I think we'll do that. Coming down there. Oh yeah. Coming down, Brandon. Down. Down 2 more. Down 3 feet. 1 more down. Touchdown.
One of the hard concepts is that this far out, it's very bouncy. This heavy a load. So you're bouncing, you don't want to come down too far. He hates being at the tip, and I don't blame him. If you're pouring with a 2-meter bucket at 210 feet at the tip, close to the tip, you're going to want to do this with 2 guys on that formwork, unless you're a very experienced placer and there's no wind in perfect conditions. Windy conditions would make pouring this wall essentially unsafe. So there's a lot of different details depending on the exact specifics on the pour, which you need to take into account to determine if it's safe. Wind is usually the biggest factor.
I ripped all the concrete out of the handle, so we're good now. The button's all sticky. Great job. Told you I needed an umbrella, but you wouldn't bring me one.
If I'm not mistaken, I think this is a Friday, end of day. So I don't know if this is the start. I think this is the start of, it's not the exact start of the pour. I think it's a couple, maybe a truck in, or maybe a couple buckets in, but we're starting pretty close to the existing exterior wall, so there's probably one truck before this. But it's the start. It's the start of the pour, so all that kind of eccentric stuff is good now. We're having a good time. We haven't had that many challenges yet. I think it's a calm day. All the other machines that were working and people on site are gone. Just the concrete guys on site. If you've ever been on a really busy site, you know how nice it is to, be there when it's not busy. So you can focus on your work. And we're obviously not too worried about time because we're just using the 1 bucket today. Now, using 2 buckets is a good strategy that can save you a lot of time if you're pouring a high volume of concrete. But we're not pouring a high volume of concrete today. We're pouring vertical. maybe, 20 meters or something like that. So it's not the volume of concrete that's the challenge today. The challenge is the placing of concrete, because we're 210 feet out at the tip. So I can't even bring a full bucket of concrete out to the formwork. I can only get probably 70% of what a true full bucket would be. And controlling the bucket out at the tip is very hard, because it's just, it's so far from the base. There's probably side to side maybe 3 or 4 feet, maybe 5 feet of play just on the jib. And then there's out and in where there's play. So it's tougher for me to be smooth the farther I go out, because the more my controls will be felt. For every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, and the farther you're out on the tip, the more your mistakes will be exaggerated. So as soon as you get off a little bit the crane, it's easier to get more off and more off and more off. So you really have to be slow. So the challenge today is getting it exactly where I need to go safely, and having 2 buckets just really would not cut down on the time at all, because it's the volume is not the issue. If volume is the issue, then having 2 buckets and it's a quick back and forth, it's going to save you huge amounts of time. But we spend so much time placing and going from, doing a 180 and all the way out to the tip. That's what takes a lot of time. So it's really not advantageous to use 2 buckets here, because what you see right now happening is what takes the time. And then from now, doing a complete 180, and you see, like, I'm trolleying in really hard with my left hand there, because I can't simply just bring the bucket up and turn around. I got a building here that I cannot fly over, and I also have power lines that are going to start to appear, so I have to bring it in on the trolley as well, which means I have to send it back out. So sometimes it's a quick little swing, you don't have a lot of elevation change, and it's a lot quicker of a pour. Or sometimes you're hoisting up to the, up a tower, and you just gotta go forever. I try to do a little swing catch here. I think I'm experimenting. Yeah, I'm experimenting with different ways to catch my swing as I come to the truck. I'm constantly trying to find ways to get faster and more efficient. It's one of the things I like about rigging and about working with cranes, is you do a lot of the same work over and over, but through repetition you can find small efficiencies that end up saving you big amounts of time. And yeah, it's just fun to see those skills develop, and just be able to execute, change the game. It's pretty cool. What a skilled rigger and what a skilled tower crane operator can do in an afternoon, in a day, on a job site is pretty incredible. So I don't remember why I was talking about that, but that's one of the things I like about the job. The small details. It's a lot of grunt work, though, not for the weak of heart. It's a lot of. You're usually dealing with a grit problem, but you do get to use skill quite a bit, but it's a lot of grit involved. If you like machinery, you'll like it. Yeah. Yeah, a background
Get
with
out of
machines
here, Eve!
is probably what you want. Or even better if you're like working on the ground around big machines. So maybe if you were like any type of like, yeah, any type of big machine background, like drilling or like forestry or logging and anything like that, with a kind of construction-ish mind, you're gonna like it. So what you hear right now, that's my sensor.
Down another foot. Hold height.
It's a load moment indicator. So it works from 0 to 100%. Once I get to 100%,
Just little capo.
that's it. That's the max capacity. And it doesn't measure how much weight is on my hook. I have a different instrument for that. What it actually measures is how much the crane is leaning off of plumb. See how much that bucket jumps up there? Because as weight is released, the bucket will come up and in because of the deflection. So I gotta come down. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I'm coming down.
A mother strength, man.
Yeah, this is gonna be second truck because we're already at the corner. Yeah, coming down as he pours. Gotta be careful not to go too much, but you need to do that like out on the tip, like, because the tip of my crane, like when I put this out to the tip, it will get probably 10 feet closer to the ground. It's crazy.
Swing to me, buddy. Yeah.
Because when you first take the weight of a big object, you know, the crane doesn't just lift the object. The crane, you know, crunches in and then it pops up.
2 feet. Oh.
So you got to be very careful, very slow, because there's going to be swing in the bucket. So he might call me out as it's swinging in, and I got to wait till it goes out so that when I go out and take those 2 feet, I'll be catching a swing at the same time.
One more shot out.
See a little shot out he asked for, and I send it out. And then I send it out again for a little catch. A little swing to the catch, a little swing to the catch, a little swing to the catch. That's kind of how you want to think about it. At least that's how I think about it. Not always, but often I do think about it in those terms. She's empty. We're heading back.
Give it a drink.
The boys are having a good day. Sounds like. Even with the rain.
Vikings play tonight?
It's a ways away. I'm essentially going over a whole city block here.
Yeah, I got some fantasy points riding on this one, boys. Going. Who's playing?
Let's see how I catch the swing. Oh, it's gonna be horrible.
Who do you have for the Giants? Eli Manning.
Oh, I'm gonna swing out again though.
Try again. Saquon Barkley. You got traded too, you bonehead. Some of the other guys don't even play anymore. They don't even follow football, I know this.
Eli Manning? Jesus Christ.
Just like you, Liam. Let's go. Fill the bucket, man. Aaron Rodgers is going to be all perked out on Sunday. Tell that truck driver to radio the other truck driver to put the truck right there. Right beside that truck in the alley. Right beside it. It looks nice and pretty right there. So we don't gotta wait. Under there. They don't give this guy a radio. He's not allowed to talk on it. He's only allowed to listen.
Go tell the
I don't want to have to call, Liam. Be a big boy. Tell that guy to radio. You're not allowed to talk on the radio.
Oh my god.
We go for you too.
My reaction, seems like I'm not kidding around. I'm upset a little bit. I want that other truck in here, it seems like. Seems like Ashton's had it too. He's giving Liam some shit.
That's not a bad rule, actually.
Only allowed to talk on Thursdays and Fridays. These days you get gold stars.
Gold stars.
So what we were arguing about there was where we were going to stage the next truck, because the next truck is here, but it's staged, somewhere down the street. So one of the major ways you lose time, slippage, in a pour is that truck's all done, so it has to leave, and then the other truck has to come in, back up, and get its chute down and set up where the previous truck was. This takes time.
Going out for daddy.
So if your staging isn't done right and you're wasting 2 trucks, or say 2 minutes between each truck, then over, a 200-meter pour, which is more than 20 trucks, you're really going to be losing some time. Almost, an hour, probably. If it's around 2 minutes. Maybe a little worse, all in all. So if you can, you want to have that other truck right there. So the other truck pulls over, boom. When you have a big pump, you'll see 2 trucks right beside each other. Both of their hoppers, both of them split in the middle, dump it into a hopper. That's because you just need one comes in, the other one you just need 2 the whole time to pour that big a volume. If it's bigger volume than that, now we got 2 pumps, 4 trucks. Then we got 4 trucks, 8 pumps. Sorry, 8 trucks, 4 pumps. Whatever it takes, really. I think they did a huge raft slab in Kelowna not too long ago. That was something crazy. Crazy volume. It's cool, those ones where you got every truck in the city's just going to that one spot. Multiple concrete companies doing it. It's pretty neat. That's how you know it's a big bore, when you're getting service from more than one company. I'm trying the counter slew. The counter slew, so if you look at my left hand is the one that controls the swing. And the trick when coming back to the truck is you want to go fast for as long as you can, because you'll be quicker, but you still need to be smooth. Because if you're not smooth, you end up doing this bullshit that I'm doing right now. I touched down, I had to come back up and come back down again, and it's not even in the right place. And now to add insult to injury, Liam and the truck driver that's not allowed on the radio has to get the bucket in the proper place, because I wasn't able to. to avoid that, you need to be smooth. So the longer you can go faster is good, but if you're, you know, so yeah, anyways, you need to experiment with, you know, different ways of, you know, slowing down the crane. And when you have the opportunity to try different methods out, you know, you can try them, because there is no correct orthodoxy for running a tower crane. There's obviously a common toolkit, you know, that most guys will be aware of, certain methods and practices, but you know, you are only governed by the law of physics, really. Way out on the tip. And the thing is, when you you can't even go out to the tip fast.
One more shot out, coming down. I think we nailed it.
Like, if I just whip this thing, like, first of all, I'm going right up to my limit, essentially, or close to it.
Fuck yeah, it's coming down. Down 10.
You can't just go to your limit in a wild way. You got to approach your limits very carefully. So, you know.
I know. Hey, nice fucking hair. Beautiful. Come down there. Down 4. 2 more down. Right. 1 little combo.
They missed.
A little tap out.
Another little tap out to catch it. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, like, I can't send it to the tip fast, because when it gets there, it's gonna be bouncing like crazy. You know, when the crane is at capacity, it's, you know, it's bouncy. Because it's like when the crane is at capacity, it's like a bow and arrow that's been pulled back, right? It's got all this potential energy that the structure of the crane is stopping, right? It's like, and if something breaks, boom!
What?
What is this guy saying? You know, a lot of times as the operator, I don't like to talk a lot. I think a lot of operators talk too much. Myself included sometimes. What I always tell guys is, the rigger gives commands with the radio, and the operator responds with the crane. Obviously, if he's talking directly at you and not giving you a crane command, then you have to answer him to be respectful. You should always answer people. Even if they talk too much, you should still answer people on the radio. I know the tendency when people talk too much is to just not talk to them at all. But that's not the correct way to handle that situation. Just answer respectfully. Look at that scraper job. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can hoist on it pretty hard, where the truck is here, because I think that's like 75 feet on my jib. So for a big crane like this, that's very close to the base. 75 feet. So I got a lot of pull power at 75 feet. So I can, as long as I don't shock it, once I have the weight on, I can pull up on it pretty quick. But if I'm farther out on the tip, I can't pull that amount of weight that fast. But man, this crane that I use, holy, it is a beautiful machine. And in the right circumstances, she shines. Oh yeah, I got a bit of swing out there. Can you see that? And then I catch. Oh, look at how shaky it is. That's the crane shaking. That's where I am shaking. You know, if you don't have a if you don't have a good stomach, actually I don't really have a great stomach myself, but like I'm not great on, well, I get seasick.
Down there about 5 feet.
Not crazy.
3 more down. Hold tight. 1 little saw out. On 3.
Oh, I hit something there. Need to come up with that. So hard to see. You can see that I'm really straining to make it out. It's raining. I got those wipers going. I'm trying to come down. Oh, but it's all done, so it's all good. I can head back. Looks like it's deteriorating into rain. If you guys like my content, if you like these videos, please just let me know in the comment section. It really helps when you add comments. Please follow and subscribe. That also really helps. It's a great way to support the channel. That doesn't cost you anything. So thank you for that. And if you found like this talking was annoying, or you prefer videos to be a different way, that is also a really great way to contribute to the channel. Is just to give me feedback in the comments. Like, you're not gonna hurt my feelings. You can honestly say whatever. Be like, I would prefer if you shut the hell up, or I'd prefer you talk more. I'm very open to doing both, or anything else you can think of. So yeah, genuine criticism in the comments section will be taken seriously, especially since we're on like the 29th minute. So if you're watching the video right now, you're one of my more dedicated subscribers. So thank you for that. Man, this concrete truck's got to be getting empty soon. See, I put a little bit on, just a little bit. Then he takes the chute away. Now I'm good to give it a couple rips. And when you hoist from when you hoist from farther out on the jib, there's more deflection initially also. So it just takes more line to be able to pull it up. So maybe at 75 feet on my jib, to lift that concrete, I have to hoist 6 inches of line. But out on 200 feet on my jib, I might have to hoist 2 feet, probably more like 3 feet of line to get that bucket off the ground. Because there's just so much more deflection to deal with in those, because the jib is you'd be 3 times farther out towards the tip. if that makes sense. Getting a little rambly now at the end of the video, you know? Looks like a pretty smooth bucket though. I'm increasing the speed.
Down to about 15 more feet.
15. It really doesn't look like it.
Up 5 more. Coming down there. One more down, hold high.
Boom. No adjustments, eh? So that's pretty good. See, look how much that bucket wants to lift up. I'm hoisting down. Up it goes. And that's while I'm hoisting down. Can you imagine if I wasn't? Man, that thing would be zipping up.
Yes! Ratio! There's one more here, bro.
Ripping in on that trolley. Just a wet Friday for the boys. Let's see how well I do catching this. So I missed it, so I'm gonna wait and watch my right hand. I'm gonna come over and try to catch it there. And then as it swings back left, drop it. Oh yeah, baby. Sometimes it works out. And that wasn't smooth. But you don't really, I mean, if you're experimenting, it's okay to not be smooth sometimes. This is a situation where I can, you know, work on maneuvers I'm not 100% confident in because I got lots of room, I'm not beside a road, I'm inside the site, you know, there's no other obstructions. But, you know, it's not always a situation where you can play it like that. So be smart out there, boys.
Where's that other truck?
Yeah, truck's empty. Got a couple wheelbarrows in there. We're just gonna wait for the other truck to roll around again. Copy.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Adios. Bye.